Well, as promised, let's move on to our next management, Kaynes Technology. That's the company on our radar. We're now joined by Mr. Jairam Sampath, the whole-time director and CFO of the company, who joins us on the show. The key focus points of this conversation will be basically three broad themes we're looking at. The AMX sector amid the India-China talks, India's semicon boom and the key players in the value chain, and the OSAT business outlook. That's going to be important. Well, Mr. Sampath, thanks a lot for joining in, sir. Let's focus on the OSAT business first. When will it be commercialized? I believe the facility is almost up and running, but revenues will start coming in from Q4. So could you confirm that? What kind of revenue recognition should we see from the OSAT facility in 26? That's only Q4, I think so. And in 27, what should it look like?
Yeah, so certainly significant revenues will happen in FY26. Already the pilot plant is up and running. We have in the process of producing samples and getting it approved and so on. So hopefully we'll be off the block first, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, there are two other clients lined up. So there are three major clients lined up: Alpha Omega Semiconductor, Fujitsu L&T, and also Infineon. And so we have our hands full right now for the next 2 years or so, when we establish production for all these clients and some more. And so it's on schedule. Pilot plant is already ready. The main plant is also coming up. Maybe in a month's time, it will get outfitted with machinery and so on. So we hope to announce the shipments as soon as possible. So the first set of shipments will go for testing and all that, and commercial supplies will start in the Q4.
Yeah, that's what the company had indicated earlier as well, Sampath, Mr. Sampath. So it's good to know that you're on track with those timelines. So that's the first headline, that commercial shipments of chips from your OSAT facility will start in Q4 of the current year. Yes. Some sense, sir, on what this may mean for the company's revenue. I understand it will take time to scale up, and these are only the pilot lines, I think, that are currently ready. Yeah. But how will this revenue, your semiconductor revenue, scale up from Q4 going into the next couple of quarters?
Yeah, so earlier we had put a small, let's say, structure to this revenue. We said we do about 1,500 crores by FY28. So we might increase beyond that too, because what will happen is that this year and FY27, we'll do bulk of the investments. And the first phase, which is legacy packaging, wire bonding, and all of those things, will probably be up and running, and we'll probably start working with some of the advanced packaging too. So by FY28, I think we should get significant number up, even beyond what we thought earlier. Earlier we had set a target of about 1,500 crores. We might even exceed that in FY28 in semicon business alone. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, recently Kaynes, they've committed, I think, around 50 billion for the PCB project in Tamil Nadu. Could you tell us what is the plan out there? Yeah. Will it be you're funded via the current QIP money, or or is the company planning any fresh issue to fund this plan there in Tamil Nadu?
Yeah, let me just clarify that.
Yes.
So 1,400 crores, which is 14 billion rupee, already committed, and we have raised funds through QIP. It's funded. 65% of the CapEx is funded by state and central government. So we have government order to that effect, and then the remaining we put in as equity and little bit of transient debt. Then the remaining 3,600 odd crores is for a new project, which we have signed a non-binding agreement with the state government, and we are awaiting their government order on how much of, let's say, subsidies that they will provide. So we expect a similar, and if not more, maybe about 65-70% under the CMS plus the state government subsidy. And so the remaining portion of it, we think that the first set of investments that we have done will start yielding cash in a couple of years' time frame. So some of it will be put from there. And so we don't think we will raise any further major quantum of funds, though. And this project is for prepeg and copper-clad laminates, and it's at a different location. It also augments capacity of our PCB plant too. So it may take its own 2 to 3 years time frame beyond the 2 years that we require for the Chennai plant to come up. So yeah, so that's the actual status. So 3,400, maybe 65-70% through subsidies. The remaining we will generate from our PCB business, and also, if necessary, a small bridge loan also we might take.
Okay, got that point. So now we need to understand the implications of all the tariff changes and what's going on in terms of just global realignments, right? So let's start by understanding what you've told us earlier. You said that your exports could go up to 25% of the total revenue pie by FY27. Now, how much of that is going to be dependent on exports to the US market? And currently, I mean, because of that specific section, I think electronics is exempt. And I'm not sure if all categories of electronics, I think some categories are exempt. But tell us, are all your exports currently exempt from the tariff?
Yeah.
What happens if they come under the tariff?
Yeah, the HSN code 8541, I think broadly by and large where we operate is completely exempt from import tariffs there. But then we are talking about situation as announced now. So we think that the semiconductor exports will probably not be directly to the US, but they'll be more to their warehouses outside of India, like maybe Singapore, Hong Kong, and other places, maybe even Taiwan, etc. And similarly, PC board also will be some of the exports will be probably to Europe and maybe Japan, and then bulk of it will come to India too. So we don't see any major disturbance due to this tariff structure. It is just that it is causing a bit of anxiety among the, let's say, investor community more than the production people. And what we hear on the ground is that people are now, they have put in place long-term measures to move alternative production, to create alternative production sites in India as compared to China. And these moves earlier only the American companies are contemplating. Now it's European companies, Korean companies, and Japanese companies. This plus one has become a little, so I don't know whether it was intended or not, but the entire thing is benefiting us now.
But and exactly to round that up, a little short on time, maybe we'll have a longer conversation on this later. But on this China plus one, and now we are engaging with China. Now, as an electronics manufacturer and someone with large export aspirations as well, does that at all worry you? We don't know what shape and form eventually this bilateral, trade ties with China will take. But if India decides to open up in some way the electronics sector, I mean, I don't know, that would be a cause of concern for you, I believe?
Yeah. So what will happen is, see, this gives us a unique opportunity to take the best out of the Western markets, which are like revenues, and best out of China, which is like technology and inputs. So I think we've got to be cautious about what we do. But I think all in all, it is beneficial to have good supply side relationship with China and a good sales side relationship with the rest of the world,
Okay. All right. Very quickly, sir. FY28 and FY30, you had given some ballpark PAT guidance. Could you just reconfirm that? What is the outlook? Because currently you're doing just 400 crores of PAT. Market cap is close to around 40,000 crores. But the street believes this 300-400 crores of PAT can go up substantially. So for FY28 and 30, what is the number?
FY30, we said about $2 billion is the kind of number, and maybe about two-digit PAT at 11%. So 11% of 18,000 crores is what we think we'll hit at the minimum. Of course, we think that it might be north of that too.
So around 1,800 to 2,000 crores of PAT by FY30.
Minimum, yes.
Got it. All right. Thanks a lot, sir, for joining in and filling us in with all of those details. We look forward to having a chat with you and see how things are progressing on the OSAT front, on the PCB front, as well as on the core EMS business.